Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Country Cookbook. My name is Mohsin Chef
And I'm Outhman Chef.
and we're here on my small holding in South Wales where we're going to learn all about ethical farming, good food,
And most importantly, cooking and eating it.
we're going to take you on a journey from the field to the plate.
And on this amazing journey, I'll be taking and cooking this food in a manner which will entice you and your family back to the table.
So let's get in the kitchen and cook up a storm. What we got here now?
Simple stuff, mashed potato, roast veg, and meat. I've got some beautiful organic chicken breasts. Smell different, it looks different. You can see the skin as well. It's not like, it's a bit more yellow than the normal chicken that you get in your normal supermarkets out there. So
Good quality bird.
there you go, good quality bird. I got some lamb, which I'm gonna do in 2 ways, right? So, well, I'm gonna cook it in 1 way. However, I'm gonna prepare it in 2 ways. So I'm gonna do some French cut, half of the rack of lamb, French cut, to clean the bone, just to show people how to do that, how to get through the process of doing that, and leave the other half as it is, and get that flavor from the fattiness on top, which is which I love.
And what about the beef?
Yeah, the beef I got ribeye and sirloin. Okay. 2 different types of steaks. So it's just a showcase of beautiful organic products. Simple, and just let the meat speak for itself.
Lovely.
Something yeah.
So hungry right now.
Likewise.
How
Because I'm going to do the mash with that. So just grab the board, prepare the lamb.
Why do people hate Brussels sprouts? You know, as a kid, I actually ate everyone else's Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
I put it on my plate.
To be fair, I'm not the biggest fan of Brussels sprouts either. However, I'm gonna use the fat of the lamb to get the flavour into. So roast a Brussels sprout in this fat of the lamb. So that's what I'm gonna try and do, inshallah. So
See, what do you think is missing then with everyone's Brussels sprouts? Is it just because they're just boiling them?
I think so. Because when you boil vegetable, especially green vegetable, it just goes bitter. Because the more you boil it, it just goes bitter. And naturally, Brussels sprouts have very harsh taste to the veg. So it's about managing the taste and adding to it. So I'm just gonna cut that here, all the way to the bone. Right.
Got my razor sharp knives.
I love it. There you go, all the way to the bone. I'm just gonna peel the fat off it. Not too much, because I want some of that fat to stay in the pan. Actually, I'll take that off a little bit. Let's get that warm. And I'm gonna get a French cut, maybe half of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 bones here, so I'll do these 4.
Yeah. So you're going to go back on the bone. Like it will look like that cute little tip.
Yep, that's it. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm not cutting it all the way down. Difficult to do. This lamb rack in the pan. There's a burn
Right. Wow, that's a lot of salt.
Yeah, because it takes a lot. It's gonna go inside. I want it to go all the way inside because you don't want just the top to have a nice flavor and then the middle doesn't have nothing. So I want that to sink in because I'm not gonna add anything else to it. The salt will help break down the fat as well.
All right.
Because I'm not putting any oil, like I mentioned, so the fat needs to break down quick.
Right. Okay. So he draws it out quicker in the pan.
So a lot of it will just go into the fat.
And then the fat, that's now salty fat, which you're going to use with Brussels sprouts.
Precisely. Right. A nice hot pan, steaming hot pan, and skin side down. Put it away from you, so if it does spit, it's not spitting back on you. Nice.
That's got to be one of the best sounds in the world, isn't it?
There you go. And that get beautiful, beautiful color on the lamb. I'm gonna add some rosemary, obviously that goes very well with the lamb.
Yep.
And I got some winter
savoury, that's
winter
called.
savoury. That's it.
Yeah.
It's a cross between thyme and rosemary.
Yeah, kind of a flavour between.
Yeah.
It's very, very
Beautiful.
unique flavour. I find it works really well with lamb.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put these in. And I have 1 or 2 cloves of garlic. Oh, look at that. You can see
look
that's
at that.
Beautiful crisp on there. And without any oil, you can see, look at the pan already.
Yes.
Look how much has come out. And that's what I'm cooking it in. Okay.
Right, shall I chop these potatoes up as well?
Yeah, so chop it up, and then we're gonna put that into the hot water for some mash. We're gonna get cracking on the roast chicken as well. So we can have a nice different piece of meat.
How big?
different
Small, or is there a tip to?
Nah, I mean, just
Doesn't matter.
obviously the smaller you cut it, the quicker it's gonna cook.
Oh, okay, so it's not like if you
If
cut.
you're hungry, you cut it smaller. If you're
Right.
yeah.
So I better do some
Tiny
millimeters.
We'll leave that tasty lamb to simmer, but in the meantime, I had a little chat with Outhman to find out what inspired him to become a chef.
You know what? It's one of those things where if you're not passionate about it, you won't get into it. So growing up back home, I just remember there's very limited things you can do in Mauritius, right? And one of the most important things in Mauritius is tourism. It's surrounded by it, right? Hospitality and tourism and so forth. So my dad was a manager in a hotel, alhamdulillah. So I was open to that world of customer service and hospitality and the cooking world. And I just saw like they're feeding a family. They're feeding people, everyone's sitting down together. So I just thought, that's something really, really, really hit me home. And I was like, that's something I really want to do.
And how did you develop that passion? When did it really sort of like?
I mean, straight after school, I remember 16 years old, just straight after school, I went into my first job. Started working into restaurants and moving on to hotels and so forth, and just building up that passion and to where I am now. So this is exactly what I want, just to bring that beautiful culture back. It's almost a forgotten culture. Even the Sunday roast, it's a forgotten thing in the British culture now. It's not that much impact. So what I want to do is bring everyone around the table, enjoy them, put the phones away, put the laptops away, put the iPads away, and just focus on the family and eat good food. That's what something I really want to drive home with.
Well, that's chef. Now let's head back into the kitchen and see how that lamb dish is coming along.
So what we're rolling with now?
Now we're gonna move on to the veg and the chicken. So alhamdulillah, mash is on, hot water, lamb is in the oven roasting. We're gonna move on. This is the trimmings from the lamb that I had on top I removed, which I'm gonna enhance the flavour of the Brussels sprouts.
Cut this up into tiny little pieces?
Yeah, tiny little pieces. Most of this was gonna melt into fats. You're not even gonna see that much meat. Most of it, as you know, fats in the hot, it's just gonna go like lamb fat. So you know how you cook potato in duck fat? I'm gonna cook the Brussels sprouts in lamb fat. Right. But I'm making my own lamb fat rather than buying it, which is everything, which is what I'm gonna do here. So that goes straight into the pan. Here, hot pan going on. If you want to help me get started on the veg, I'm going to get the Brussels sprouts, a good hot pan, roast it, get the flavour of the lamb fat, go into it to absorb all that flavour, enhance that flavour and season it well. In the meantime, I'm going to get the roast chicken going on. I just want to crisp up the skin. Simple flavour, salt, pepper, and not too much. And in the tray and in the oven.
Cool.
Simple as that. What I'm going to do here is just cut this in half.
Or each Brussels?
Yeah, well, some of them is quite small, so I'm not. But I just want the flavour. I just want it to soak as much flavour as possible.
Aha.
Yeah. So one's gone down.
Okay. So I'm gonna keep on. So this side's all right?
That's perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. No worries about that. And that will roast with the chicken. Same time the chicken will take to cook. That should be ready as well.
I wish this was what they call smell-o-vision. Isn't it?
You can smell it come through it. The lamb.
It's such a nice smell.
Lamb just enhancing the flavour of the Brussels sprouts. Now, because Brussels sprout I mentioned earlier, it goes bitter very quick. So what I'm going to do is add the pepper now, black pepper.
Right.
Earthy flavour that prevents it, thank you, prevents it from getting too bitter, too quick. Right. So, chicken as it is, right?
Okay, can I copy you?
Go
Yeah.
for it. Yeah, everywhere, in there, underneath the tendon, back up again. Yeah, make sure it goes everywhere. Just trying to judge the seasoning right. Right, there. And that's gonna go in a hot pan after the veg comes out. Because the veg, I'm just roasting it, putting a tray in the oven. Whilst that's roasting, now I want the veg flavor to go into the chicken.
Ah.
Right, because the veg now have soaked in all the lamb fat. You don't want lamb juice with the chicken juice. It's just no, doesn't sound right anyway. So all the veg and soak in all the lamb flavor from the pan. But what's left in the pan is going to be the veg flavor, and that's where you put the chicken in, right? Crispy skin, and into the oven.
So that's just going to layer it, isn't it? It's going to give it so much more
Precise flavor.
So how did you end up on this beautiful place?
So my journey started with nutrition, really. I became obsessed with good food and making sure that the food I was eating was coming from a good place. And it actually sort of coincided with my journey within Islam as well, where I found that, you know, spirituality and being a healthy person is dependent on eating good food too. So nutrition then led me to the question of where does my food come from, which then led me to, well, really and truly I should try my best to control where that food comes from, which then led me to the idea of producing my own food. And
So what about work? How do you support yourself in here?
I had a good job, you know, it wasn't paying me mega money, but I had a good position, but I just didn't feel that I was making enough of an impact. And I thought if I could do something that could have more of an impact, what could that be? And producing your own food, you know, has such an effect on you and your family and also the community. So this is why I was driven for it, you know.
What do you want to get out of this whole experience that we're going to go through, this journey that
It's not hard to you know, eat well and eat with good you know, intentions and have good produce around you. It's not all about buying the best, most beautiful food. You can eat simple things and make real good meals out of them. And a big thing for me, a big reason why I do this is because we live in a world where it's full of disaster. I've got so much comfort and beauty here, but look at what else is going on in the world. And my way of readdressing that is to try and inspire people to make a massive difference by changing the consumeristic patterns that we have, you know, by eating good food, by getting close to nature, understanding where our food comes from. I think this is so important.
I might have just to move it right next to you. If there's a piece of land next to you.
Yeah, you just, we'll put a big one of them yurts up there and you can just live there with your family, no problem.
Right, got some amazing beef cuts here. Got beef sirloin.
Uh-huh.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful colour on there.
Are you just going to pan fry this?
Yes,
Okay.
literally griddle pan. What I'm going to do is, put some ghee. You told me this is ghee, right?
Yeah, this is ghee. This is homemade ghee.
Homemade ghee?
Yeah.
So what's the difference with...
Well, the main thing for me is that I know at least that I'm using a source of butter that is quality. So I use organic butter and then we make the ghee out of it. It's not the cheapest way to do it.
Yeah.
But you know, you can see the colour of that. It's very nice and golden. I don't want to use vegetable oils and I don't want to use even olive oil for cooking meat because it's going to be high heat searing. And those kind of oils, they lose their nutritional value as soon as you start really cooking them.
Okay.
Whereas a fat like ghee or lamb fat, which we've cooked with, or any of the saturated fats, they don't lose their nutritional quality or change their nutritional.
You made that yourself here.
Made it yourself. Very simple. Okay. It's probably the easiest thing in the world to make. You literally just put butter in a pan and just wait for it to heat up.
Then clarified butter.
Clarified butter. That's what it is.
Okay, cool. Love ribeye. Really hot pan. Like I said before, and that's what I'm looking for. So with the size of that ribeye, that shouldn't take long. But the chicken should be ready now.
And a crazy amount of butter in that, that's what say.
Oh, beautiful.
And what's the purpose of it resting on its belly?
I'm going to turn it. I just want everything from the top to go down into the meat and resting.
Oh, okay.
And then when I turn it, again, because if you have a resting rack, you leave it at that.
All right, okay.
Right? And then everything comes down and easily and just relaxes all the muscle.
Excellent.
Right? And that keeps on cooking. All right, I'm going to put this one here now. Put that in the oven for 3 minutes. And roast this one off and then put that in the oven because it's not that thick. It's not going to take that long. So now I'm going to finish off the mash. You want to plate up the chicken. And I want the chicken pan, please, back. Take the mash out.
Shall I slice the chicken up?
If you want.
Yeah?
If you want to slice
All right,
the chicken
let me do
up.
that. Did you put a bay leaf inside the chicken?
Yes. Just in between the tendons.
Absolutely, I can just smell it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, flavour's coming
I'm
out.
Pour a little bit of that on top of the, as you said.
Oven.
But you just want a little bit left for to flavour the Brussels sprouts, you say?
Precisely, yes.
Is that enough?
Yeah, that's just more than enough.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you very much. Go.
Those Brussels sprouts already?
Yes. Now, what I wanted to show you is this. I don't know if you paid attention. The pan earlier, when you were doing it, all the sides had all the chicken bits. Now it's all gone because all that flavour is gone into this now. All right, meat should be ready. It's been in there for 3 minutes. Because I like
Seriously, the smell of this is like,
yeah,
it's like I'm salivating for real. I really am salivating. You can definitely cook well.
Alhamdulillah. Right. Right. I like mine medium rare, so I've left that in here. And the lamb has rested. Just want to make sure it's cooked. Now put it back in for like literally 1 minute. By the time I cut the everything else, that should be nice and ready. Right.
So, there's no more space on that.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Put the mash and the beef on here now.
No problem.
Okay, so that's your ribeye.
That's the ribeye.
Yep.
Wow, 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 wow.
I'm not gonna lose that. Yeah.
Okay, are we slicing this up or?
Just give it 30 seconds.
Yeah, so just rest it.
At least
Okay.
a minute. At least a minute.
All right.
Yeah. So it's like that. Let it rest. Let the muscle relaxes, and then that will be a lot softer because it's not the biggest thickness. It's not the biggest piece of meat, so you want it to relax as much as you can. Okay.
Okay, what should I do with these sirloins?
I'm gonna put that on the board as well to relax. So if you want to do that.
Yep.
Is it hot? There you go.
Okay, give me a cloth.
Okay, just taste the mash. A bit more salt.
Do you think I should go and grab the family?
Please.
Yeah? Pre-warn them?
That's about it now. And get everyone around the table and we eat. Okay. Mash on plate. Mohsin just gone to get his family. Alhamdulillah. Put that here. The wash. Someone's got to do the washing up, right? So, now that's rested. Right. Beautiful pieces of meat just on top of the mash. That's all the ribeye. It's quite hot. And I'm going to put the sirloin in here. Okay. That's medium rare. Exactly how I like it. So obviously some of you do like, you want it medium, if you want it well done. It's just about getting the right cuisson. You know, it's about, if you want it a bit more than medium rare, obviously that's my preference. However, I've done it to the preference of my liking here. Obviously I'm going to be eating it and Muslim's family. So if you want it a bit longer, just give it a couple more minutes in the oven and it'll be the perfect cuisson for you to enjoy the beef, inshallah. So that's that. Now don't forget, I still got a rack of lamb, where did Muslim put my cloth? Where did he put my cloth? Right, here, inshallah. So now, one of the main reasons I put the lamb back in, all right, what I want to do is...
Are we nearly ready?
Almost ready, yep.
Okay.
Is put some mint, some fresh mint, on the lamb. So I'm going to chop some mint, and literally just put the lamb rack on top of that.
Oh, so whilst it's sizzling?
Yes.
Amazing.
So I'm gonna chop.
And this is my super mint, right?
Yes.
That I've got from the garden.
From the
I've
garden,
got
yes.
a cross here.
Yeah.
It's basil. It's called a basil mint.
Yes, basil mint. The flavour and the smell is
Completely different.
It's just
completely
a cross
different.
between
Unique.
that.
And it works really well. So
yeah, so
let's see what happens.
Put that in together. There you go. That's your sirloin. That's your ribeye. That's your mash. Chicken is there. Brussels sprouts. Big feast, isn't it?
I'm getting out.
I just want to eat. Right. Cut this.
So just basically make it like a fine
Precisely.
chop.
Yep.
And then you're just going to press that.
Yep.
Shall I get? Is it sizzling? Oh, sizzling. Okay.
Yeah. I've just taken it out of the oven.
Right.
So what's gonna happen? If you got a plate.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some more plate just for the. Actually, no. Don't worry. I'm gonna put it exactly where it belongs.
On top of the veg.
Yep.
Ah, rustic.
Yeah. And less washing up.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Right. So I have that here.
Right. You pat it down.
Yep.
Okay.
Now.
That's interesting. I've never seen it before.
I keep losing my
Your
cloth.
cloth. Sorry, I took it and put it organised.
Right. There you go. And you see the difference.
Okay.
I love eating this bit.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I love eating everything.
Yeah, so in a restaurant, they will clean this up. Obviously, they'll put tin foil around it.
All right.
And that will be clean and glistening rather than what it is now.
Okay.
But I left it at that because it's an alcohol oven. They don't have that.
All right.
Or most places don't. So I love eating this. So I'll just show you the difference between that. You can just leave that on top. But if you do leave that, just take a bit of fat off.
Yeah,
It's quite thick.
Yeah, it's quite
right?
fatty, isn't it?
Yeah, look at that. So I've rendered that down without oil. Right? So you don't have to take this bit off if you're going to render it down. But this bit, when you put that in the pan, that bit doesn't touch the pan.
Right.
It's
up.
Yeah. So
it's arched up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to take that.
Let's drop it on the mint. Ooh!
You know what? I almost want to cut a piece. Just one piece. Oh, look at that. I've already seen it. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Medium rare lamb.
So this is lamb that has had a very, very good life as well.
Yep.
It's come from a farm that is, they feed only pasture to the animals. They do not feed cereal grains at all to the animals.
Oh.
So because of that, you're going to get a reflection of the grasslands in that meat. Now, most people wouldn't even be able to tell the difference between that, and you can't really tell it unless you compare animals that are completely pasture fed.
Precisely, yeah.
And that's something that we are pushing to really, get home that is what it's about. It's about that nutrients that come from the perennial system of grass
definitely.
into the animal, that we then convert that grass into food and we get nourished by it.
Beautiful.
It's just God's system.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah.
Allah's system.
It's tastes nice as well.
On top of it.
Yeah. So I'll just clean it up for your family to come round.
Okay, I'll call them in and we'll get them having a look at this and then we'll get stuck in. All right.
Oh, thank you.
Amazing. What a delicious meal. Honestly, it's so tasty.
Alhamdulillah. Man, this is what it's all about. Like, you know what? It's almost as even tastier when the family's around.
We're sharing together.
Everyone's around here, from your mum to your newborn. Everyone's around the table. It's so enjoying a beautiful meal.
You know, this is what it's about for me. And honestly, viewers at home, if we had smell-o-vision and taste-o-vision, you could really experience this. But this man can cook.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. What a beautiful start to the show for this episode.
And we are going to carry this on throughout the series. Join us on Country Cookbook next week where we carry on this journey. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum.